All right, so problem 17 here, we're looking at a poll was given in Montana, and this is back in what, 2002 or 1992. So, and basically we have to see if there is evidence of an association between political affiliation and gender. Okay, so our parameter here is going to be the distribution of political affiliations across genders in Montana. And we could put, I guess, in 1992, because that's when this was done. So we'll make it more specific. The null hypothesis now. Well, the null hypothesis is going to be, since we're testing for an association, is going to be that the political affiliation, basically we want to say there's no association. So I'm going to say political affiliation is independent of gender. And then the alternative hypothesis obviously is going to be there is an association between political affiliation and gender. The assumptions, this is counted data. Data is counted. It doesn't specifically say, so I'm going to assume the poll was random. And then we got to go to the ECFs, okay? So the ECFs, the way we would do the Democratic males is there's 84 Democrats out of 202 people. So we're going to do 84 divided by 202, and then we're going to multiply that times the 105 males. So we'll just do the, let's do the males. So there's 84 Democrats out of 202 people, and there's 105 males. So we multiply that times 105, and we get like 43.66. And then to do the male Republicans, we would do 78 out of 202 times the 105 males, and we get 40.55. And then for the male independents, it's going to be 40 total out of 202 people times the 105 males, and you get 20.79. And you would do the same thing for the females, except you would divide each of these by 202 and then multiply by 97, and this will come out to 40.33, and this one comes out to 37.45, and this one comes out to 19.21. Again, expected can be, now these are totals, so just so you know. Expected can be decimals, observed cannot. So ECFs are all at least 5. We're good to go. Name the test. This is a chi-squared test for independence. I'm not doing it for homogeneity because they asked us specific question, is there an association? Test statistics, so we have our ECFs, those are done, so we got to do degrees of freedom. So there's 3 columns, so there's 3 rows, 2 rows and 3 columns. So 2 rows minus 1 is 1, and 3 columns minus 1 is 2. So there's 2 degrees of freedom. Got obtain P. Again, we're going to do observed. So I'm just going to observe minus expected quantity squared. So I'm going to start out with the male Democrats. Observed is 36 minus 43.66. Quantity squared over expected. Okay? Plus, I'm going to just show that I'm adding all these up, and I'm going to go all the way down to the female independents. There were 16 observed, 19.21 expected over 19.21, and then I'm going to find out what that equals in a second. Okay, so let's go to matrix. So we're going to take our matrix A, which is, hold on, we're going to edit that, and we have 2 rows and 3 columns. So we have 36, 48, that's for Dems. The Republicans are 45 and 33, and then the independents are 24 and 16. Those are the observed values. Go to stat test, chi-square test, and again, we're going to put the observed in A. Go ahead and put the calculated in B. Draw that up, and we get a p-value of 0.0884. Chi-squared is 4.85, so I'm just going to put that right here. And then I'm just going to draw this, and we shade about right there, and this is chi-squared is 4.85, and then the big p-value is 0.0884. So we make a decision. Oh, by the way, let's check our, let's go back to matrix, and we can always just push matrix B, enter, enter, and you can see that if you check, you could check your observed, and I mean your expected values now. So for the Democrats, we should have gotten these 2. We did. Let's go to Republicans. Let's see, let's go over there. It's Democrats. Here's Republicans, 40.55 and 37.45. And then the independents should have been 20.79 and 19.21, which they were. So we're good to go. So make the decision. We're going to fail to reject H of O at the 0.05 level. So since we didn't, what are we going to say? Well, we're going to say we couldn't reject the null. So we cannot say, do not say it appears that there's that political affiliation is independent. All we can say, because that would be accepting the null. So all we could say is there is no evidence. Okay, be careful with this one, because people always want to say, well, there's evidence it's independent. Well, that's accepting the null. You can't accept the null. So all we can say is there is no evidence of an association between gender and political affiliation in Montana in 1992. And that's the end of that.